Welcome back, everybody, for, yes, another episode of Charlie Brown Politics. Of course, I'm Charlie Brown, the host of the show. Yep, we have to keep talking about it because it's what's important right now. And so, Piers Morgan has another pro-Palestinian voice on his platform. There are plenty of critiques about Piers, yes, and I'll get into that later. But the person he's going to be having is Gabor Mate. You might know him. He's an author. He's a doctor. His son is Aaron Maté, the journalist from the Gray Zone. And Gabor has this ability to just clearly lay out what's going on in Gaza. And the way he does it, I feel like can connect with a lot of people. So without further ado, let's watch this interaction. I have a few clips of their interview, and we're just going to react, guys.
Israel who suffered that, but also, of course, what's going on now in Gaza with many thousands of innocent people being killed, with Israel's military response, including thousands of children. What is your overall assessment of where this war is now heading?
For that, you need some historical context. Now, look, I used to be a Zionist. As you mentioned, I'm a Holocaust survivor. Zionism was very important for me as a salvation of the Jewish people, until I found out that the state was founded based on the extirpation, the expulsion, and multiple massacres of the local population. And that's not historically controversial. So I'm taking a longer view of this. And I'm saying that the present situation cannot be understood without looking at the historical context, and nor can we move forward if the present occupation and the suppression of the Palestinians continue. So Sharon, your previous guest, talked about the fragile.
And let me just stop him to reiterate a few points that he just made. So Gabor Mate, like I said, Holocaust survivor. He grew up thinking that the Zionist idea, and quickly, for those of you who don't know what the Zionist idea is, it's thought that the Jewish people could create a state where they could all group up and go in times of crisis, like World War II. So all the Jewish people have a place to defend themselves. So this theory is nice, like Gabor said, but until you see the reality of it, when this land that they chose was already occupied by people that had been living there for a long time. So they had to throw these people out. They had to take the lives of a lot of these people. It's called the Nakba. Go look it up. And so once he realized that the Zionist idea, at least in this capacity, could not be taken out because of the historical context. That's, the fact that they had to kick out all the Palestinians out of their homes. There was no land without a people. So let's just continue from there.
Fragile coexistence. There was no coexistence. There was oppression, periodic massacres, land occupation in the West Bank, the continuous expulsion of the population from their homes. I visited the occupied territories 3 times now. The first time, back during the first Intifada, Piers, I cried every day for 2 weeks at what I saw. So this cannot go on. And I saw the news about the Elgin marbles being returned, and how you changed your mind about that. Well, how about returning the land that's been stolen from the Palestinians? I'm not talking about the state of Israel. I'm not talking about 1948. I'm talking about since 67 and what's going on right now. So there's got to be some stop to what's going on, and that's how I understand it. No, this is for the sake of both Israelis and Palestinians.
Yes, I completely agree with you. This is a never-ending cycle. I guess from the Israelis' point of view, what happened on October the 7th was on such a gigantically horrific scale. I do get a sense that Israel is in a collective sense of trauma.
And so I don't know what to make of Piers, okay? Personally, I don't necessarily like him, or I haven't really liked his coverage of the news over the years. But he is allowing these pro-Palestinian voices to come on his platform and giving them a lot of eyes, even though he has this freaking obsessive need to always come back to October 7th, to always try to make people act and say that October 7th was like the worst thing that could ever take place ever since like World War II. He always has like this obsessive need to try to make people call Hamas terrorist. And you know how I feel. You can't call Hamas terrorist without calling the IDF terrorist, without calling America terrorist. And really, Hamas actually has more legal standing ground to do what they did compared to what Israel's doing. Israel's the occupier. Palestine is the occupied. And so under international law, if you are being occupied by another force, you have the right to take up arms and defend yourself. So that's how I feel. Agree, disagree, whatever. And so I just don't know what to think of Piers. He always has, yeah, like I said, this obsessive need to bring up October 7th, and it's a mind trick to take your focus, your attention away from the events that led up to October 7th, okay? So when people always say, yeah, what about October 7th? You got to hit them back with, what about October 8th? What about October 9th? What about October 10th? Till now, where we have over 14,000 people that have died from this event. And then go back before October 7th. What about October 6th? Okay, back for 75 years. All right, you guys know the story. I'm not the first person to give this speech to you. But I wanted to show that to you guys because I really think Gabor has a very clear way, a very great way that can connect with people and people can empathize with, and it's a way for people, just another way for people to hear the story, right? So I got one more clip from Gabor and Piers that we're going to watch and react to, so let's just get right into it.
No moving forward, and that's all I'm asking for.
I've had a number of Palestinians, including a doctor.
Let me say one more thing, sorry.
Yeah.
Israel's right to defense. Yeah. Yes, Israel has the right to defend itself. Every country does. But Israel has no right to impose an occupation on people. Now look, I was born in Hungary. In 1956, when I was 13, studying for Bar Mitzvah, there was the Great Hungarian Revolution against Soviet occupation. And it was after that revolution that we became refugees and came to Canada. Now, did Russia have the right to defend itself against the Hungarian revolutionaries? You know, so, and mostly when we talk about Israel's right of defense, we're taking isolated Palestinian actions, but we're not saying that this population also has the right to defend against the occupation. I'm not justifying the terrible events of October the 7th. I'm talking in the absence of historical awareness. It all just looks like Israel defending itself. But against whom? Against the population that has been massacring in a number of thousands for 80 years and taking their lands and destroying their homes and jailing their children and torturing them. That's the history. Now, unless we know that, it all looks like this poor little country trying to defend itself. But against whom?
Boom. Mic drop. Let's go, Gabor. Man. And so, what a beautiful way to put that. What a way to put it that hopefully really connects with people. Lovely how he said that. I couldn't say it better myself. Yes, Israel has a right to defend itself like every single country, but against whom? It does not have the right to defend itself against the people that it's been occupying and taking their lives and displacing and breaking down their homes for the past 80 years. Okay, so there you have it. Gabor Mate dropping an Israeli-sized truth bomb on Piers Morgan. I don't know. What do you guys think of Piers? I mean, obviously he's like corporate still, always towing that corporate narrative line. I don't know his full history. I really have not watched a whole lot of him before this conflict took off. I am thankful that he's having people like Gabor on. He's having Bassem Youssef, just and many others. So he's keeping this conversation alive. He's putting out the. I mean, he might not be in agreeing with it, but he is getting this narrative put out. But so I give him a little bit of credit there. But yeah, obviously, like I said, he's always gonna bring up the October 7th and do the mind trick that makes you take your thoughts and your attention away from the actions that led up to October 7th. But yeah, let's cut this video, guys. I know it's been a minute since I've been putting out since I put out a video, and apologies for that. I've actually had my first live stream. Surprise! I'm doing a live stream once a week for RBN's Long Beach chapter, and I have a co-host who's a new podcaster with me, and we have a show on there called Beyond the Arc Politics. So apologies, I know I should have promoted this in my own channel, but yeah, this opportunity came up, and so I've been kind of focusing on that. I've been having a lot of things else just go on with it, so I appreciate your guys' patience, everybody that's subscribed, and everybody that comments and likes on all the videos that I drop out. I really do appreciate it. I am a smaller channel. I work a full-time job. I do farming on the side. I started this channel, and now I'm trying to fit in an hour-long live stream for our RBN sub-channel. And so, yeah, it's exciting times, but just be patient with me, guys. I'm going to try to get out more videos as I start to get in the groove of everything. And go check out my live stream. It's called Beyond the Arc Politics. It's on RBN's Long Beach chapter. So if you go to RBN's main page, it's not going to be there. You got to go to their Long Beach chapter. And there's actually some other people doing starting new podcast on there as well. So go check those out. Anyway, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next episode of Charlie Brown Politics. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.